Hey everybody, how's it going? I wanted to make this quick video about rural properties. Some of you guys, you folks, you know rural properties, you mastered it. So if I were you, you know, don't watch the video; it's be boring. You get it already. When I started out, I started out doing land development and all this kind of stuff, and then I moved to Idaho and everything. And so I was in a situation where I had competition, tons of competition, a lot of distressed properties, people looking for deals, blah blah blah, a lot of short sales, and I realized pretty quick when I moved there, everybody was looking for certain zip codes, property in town, just carpet and paint, and this zip code, this subdivision, blah blah blah. I make 20,000-30,000 bucks, and the problem with looking in the same zip codes and trying to make $30,000, it just doesn't work when you have the same group of guys and gals. They're all, they all knew each other, competing for the same thing. Competition sucks. So you know what I did, man? I did. I'll be honest with you. I started my own I started my own marketing, blah blah blah, and I started looking into the hard stuff. People people tell me, oh, I don't buy that. That's on a well. That's on a septic. Or that's got some mold. Or that's got this. So that's got egress windows or foundation issues. And I learned pretty quick. All these problems people say, well, septic, egress, egress windows, foundation issues, mold, whatever. You know all it is? It's money. You throw some money at the problem. You either get the correct signature of the person who does a mold remediation or fix the egress window or gives you the license, septic tank, whatever it is, they sign off, and you know what? The problem's fixed. So what I learned real quick is to put, the adage, gee, I don't like old farm homes built in the 1940s. They're nothing but a can of worms. Well, I learned pretty quick to put the worms back in the can. And when I put the worms back in the can, I made a lot of money. A lot of money. And you know what I learned pretty quick? When I started doing that, I got good at wells, septic stuff. I mean, master septic stuff. My goodness. I tell you stories that would bore you, make you laugh or bore you, whatever. Okay. Septic system. I really do got some good stories about septic tanks. All right, but that's for another video. Mold in the attic, wells, egress windows, et cetera, et cetera. Additions to an old farmhouse that was built, 100 years ago. I could make a lot of money because I had no competition. Most investors had like this line they would draw. I don't want to do this kind of stuff. There's too much work. I don't want to do it. Okay. So they're all competing for the same thing. I hated competition, especially as I was a new dude. I was young. I had kids. I was, whatever. I was trying to break into the, my niche that all the other guys knew each other and they've been doing it for a long time. So I got really good at what I was doing. And you know what I started getting? Phone calls. Hey, pals, man, you got, hey, man, I got this deal, dude. What are you doing about wells? I don't know anything about wells. I mean, right? This ain't a house, man. I got mold everywhere. What do I do, right? None of that fazed me. I'm like, I owned it. I got to know it, okay? So that's the preamble to why am I making this video. This is what I want to tell you. When you're looking at rural properties, this is what I want you to look at, okay? If you don't know rural properties, listen to the video. If you're a master, you're making tons of money, delete, don't watch the video. You waste your time, okay? But if you want to know about rural properties, this is what you need to know, okay? Whenever you look at any kind of rural property, it's going to be different than a resident, just in the city kind of residential property, okay? The first thing you want to know is you want to know about the well, okay? What do I mean by well? Okay, what's driving this entire real estate business is retail buyers, okay? Just like anything, okay? I got this beer right here. I bought this is a boat I think it's Lucille, made by Georgetown out of Seattle, okay? I bought it retail at the store. It's good stuff, okay? Whenever you sell real estate, the ultimate, like where you're going with this, right, is retail mom and pop buyers. Okay. Bill and Sally, the first time home buyers, are so excited to have a kid in the way they want to buy this house. Okay. Well, they're going to get a loan, and their loan is going to be based on they're going to have parameters, whatever their lender's investor underwriter is. Okay. So they're gonna want to know about the well. Okay. And the well is going to have 20 gallons per minute or 15 gallons per minute or whatever. They're going to want a well inspection. Okay. So you, as a wholesaler or a fix and flipper, doesn't matter, you got to make sure that well is solid. You got to know everything you can know about that well. How are you going to know about it? Well, you can get a plumber out there, you pay him $50, and he's going to do a volume flow rate, and he'll say he's got a license, right? If he's not licensed, don't use it. Unless some clown off a drug addict off Craigslist. A licensed guy with the actual license, right? You can get it memorialized in an email, okay? Volume rate, okay? That's the first thing. And two, get the information from your water resources board. They're going to have everything you have, everything there is to know. Most likely, unless your well was built during Little House on the Prairie, right? If it's fairly recent well, it's going to be memorialized, and the information will be on the water resource board. So you want to know about the well, okay? How many gallons per minute it is, how deep it is, okay? And get all the information you have in the well. And I've had people tell me, well, why you want all that stuff? Why you want all that stuff? Look, man, if you're coming to me, hey, I got this deal for you, blah, blah, it's 2 acres out in, 1 to 3 out in the country, the main, XYZ road, I'm going to ask you, hey, dude, tell me about the well. And you're like, oh, well, it's, I think it's got a well or something. Does that sound professional when I say, oh, I think it's a well or something? No, that's not professional. This is what a professional says. Hey, yeah, this thing is run off a well. It's 130 feet deep. The volume flow rate, I got the paperwork here, is 30 gallons a minute. Blah blah blah. It's got a 2 horsepower pump or 3/4 pump, and it can do irrigation too. What you tell me? You're clever. What sounds more professional, right? You get it. You're not an idiot. So I'm neither am I. So that's why I'm saying this to you. You want to know this information. So your buyers are going to ask you these questions, because whose money is on the line? Yours. You got no money in the deal. You're just kind of doing arbitrage. Or the cash buyer is actually forking out $400,000 for the deal. Well, his money. Because you know what? The well goes south. You're looking at $30,000-$40,000. Yeah. Think about this. Just put on pause. Think about this. How could your life change for $40,000? New car, vacation, get bills caught up. 40 grand is what a dude's got to handle when the freaking well goes out. All right? I'm serious. So wells are a lot of money. Whatever you're daydreaming about what you can do with 40 grand, the poor guy bought the property and the well goes south, he's got to absorb $40,000. Ask me how I know that. Okay? You want to know about it? Give me a call. I'll tell you stories that'll make your turn your hair gray. Okay. So you want to know about the well, okay? How deep is it? And the volume flow rate. Okay, that's what we want to know. The size of the pump. Okay. Any information you know about the well. Why? Because the buyers don't want to know it. Two, the lender, the appraiser is going to ask for this information. They're going to insist. Your retail, lender's going to insist for a test. Okay, they're going to test for volume flow rate, and they're going to want to have it memorialized with a plumber's license number. Why are they asking for that? Because there's some teeth there. Because if the information's false, the lender can go after this, this professional plumber, and get something out of them, right? Or at least shut them down, right? So there's some teeth there. Okay, that's important. Okay, The second thing is septic tanks. So you're going to have your district health is going to want to do a percolation test. They're going to go off there. They're going to dig. They're going to test it. They got these engineers that are really cool. At least I think they're really cool, and they're going to want to make sure that the soil can aerate the septic system. So you have the tank, and then the idea is there's this drain field, and the shiz goes through it, and it percolates to the soil, and it just kind of goes out. Okay, and at some point every 10 years, you have a septic tank full of you know what, and if you don't pump it, you flush the toilet, and the shiz goes out the toilet. Ask me how I know that. Actually, literally just happened to my kids the other day. We got this new house, and anyway, I'm sure you're clever. You see movies, and you got good imagination. You can know what happens. You hit the button, and instead of going down, it goes up. Okay, so you gotta anyway. So septic system is important. Most of the time, lenders are going to want to have at least a 1,000 gallon septic system. That's the first thing. Two, they want to make sure okay, I'm talking about lenders now. Let's before we talk about lenders, let's talk about the district health. District health, if you're new construction, they're going to want to know, does the water, can it saturate into the ground and it's going to be okay? Is there good drainage? And there's a bunch of issues with the soil. They may say, hey, no, there's a bunch of problems with the soil. So you got to do what they call an aerator, situation where you got a $20,000, $30,000, looks like we call it air conditioning deal, where it aerates outside and does all this stuff. Anyways, it can't, there's too much nitrates in the soil, what have you. Okay. So you got to know that. Okay. Is it number one, does the septic system work for what it is? And two, if you're putting a new one in, what does your district health require you, okay, to do? Tip now, let's talk about the lender, like I mentioned before. The lender is going to want to make sure you have, because the lender wants to make sure that they have to foreclose on a property that they can sell it without any problems. Okay, they don't want some dude like me or you, because you know what you're doing because you watch some of my videos, to come up and say, hey, listen here, lender, you foreclosed on this property's got all these problems, because I know what I'm talking about. You don't. Here's all these problems. Therefore, I want a $60,000 discount. Lender does not want that to their credit. Okay. So they want to mitigate that. They want to make sure that, okay, how big is the septic tank? Oh, it's 1,000 gallons. Cool. The septic tank's 500 gallons. 800 gallons, they're going to be, hey, man, you're going to put a new one in there, right? Does that make sense? Okay, so septic system. And then you want to make sure that the power, you're going to have power, because every country property is going to be powered on power by, the power won't be natural gas, and your water system is going to be powered by, your walls going to be powered by you're gonna have power, essentially, right? If you have no power, you have no well, right? So you want to make sure that the power is good, that kind of thing. Okay. So these are the issues that you need to look for, mainly well and septic, whenever you look at any kind of rural property. Very important, because if you mess this up, you have no deal, right? And every lender is going to have an appraisal. The appraiser want to know about this. Well, I'm going to say one last caveat, and this is the whole purpose of my Facebook group and the YouTube channel, is this: whenever ever you're looking at a rural property, look at the plat map. 2, look at the legal description. 3, okay, if there is multiple legal descriptions on there, consider a lot line adjustment, where you have, because you're looking for buildable lots. Every time you have a buildable lot, you can make money. Okay. There's only one legal description. Make a phone call to your planning and zoning department and see if potentially you could split the lot. If you can split the lot, it's a home run. You get a free lot from there. Okay. Let's say you call Planning and Zoning says, no, you can't do it because the house has already been split after 1979. So, man, and they make that sound actually over the phone. Man, okay. Well, look at this. Look at the map. If it is in the city impact area, okay. Call the city, right? Call your city, whatever city you're in. Maybe not your city. Maybe it's city 30 miles from now from where you're at. But this area that you're trying to buy, the subject property, is within the city impact area of XYZ city. Call that city and see if it can be annexed in. Because if it can be annexed in, cities are a little bit more open to, zoning. Hey, this is our zone R5. Oh, what's R5? Five units. R6, 6 units. You can't split it in the county, but the city will say, hey, this piece of land was in our city. You can put 6 units here. You see what I just said? The county says you have one lot. You can't do anything except just that one lot. The city says, if you had the same size lot in the city, you could have, six units in there. And a buildable lot costs how much in the city? Oh, 60 grand. And you got 6 of them? Are you telling me you just made $360,000 just because you made a phone call to the city? Behave yourself. All right. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Okay. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, you want help, mentorship, let me know. Okay. You owe it to yourself. You can make really good money on this deal, in this business. Let me know. Comments below how I can help. Call me up and I'll help you out. Okay. Wish you the best.